So Irete Meji speaks about our councils, our societies, our institutions. And so we need those councils of elders within our community. We need those people that we can look up to, or those people that we can go to when things are not working out in our community, things such as marriage, things such as polygamy, business, issues within our spiritual circle. You need elders to go to for support. And in return, you honor those elders for their work and their support. Also, you honor those young ones who are up and coming and who are learning. You honor them as well. That way you keep things in order and you keep your society intact. And so Ifa teaches us in Irete Meji, teaches us the importance of support. The head does not work alone. The head has his arms and his legs and all of these other bodily functions that keeps the body maintained. And so you have to have a support system. Irete Meji teaches that, the importance of support, the importance of rules and laws, the importance of foundation and maintaining your foundation, the importance of perseverance, And so these are the energies that we work with in Irete Meji. And so as a people, we have to begin to come together and work together so that we can build our societies and institutions. At this time, we have 5:15, and we're going to go for a commercial break. I do play.
Araba Ifayemi Elepuebon is available for spiritual divinations, consultations, readings, spiritual cleansings, advice, and more. For more information, please go to www.arabaelepuebon.com. Ifa Code of Contact, where truth and honesty is what we stand for. Awo Ifategunse is available for spiritual divinations, including roots readings, marriage, birth readings, and more. For more information, please go to www.ifacodeofcontact.com. Ile Orunmila Ogundebede Temple is dedicated to worship, training, and healing of people through the edification of Olodumare. For more information, please go to www.ileorunmilaogundebedetemple.org. Join Osaremi Lanloke for OORadio every Tuesday from 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on OORadio.
You're listening to Ifa Code of Conduct with your host, Ifa Code Osadele, here on OORadio. We invite you to call in at our number 347-934-0126 and press the number 1 to share your questions and comments with our host.
I do well. We're going to continue to move forward with Irete Meji. Irete denotes initiation into Ifa. So this is an Odu of Ifa. Whenever this Odu comes up in divination, the person has to go get initiated to Ifa. As we spoke earlier, have to be dedicated to the wisdom of Ifa. And so once you have become an Awo Ifa, you have taken on the responsibility. You have made an oath to Ifa that you will continue and you will teach. You will learn first, and then you will teach the wisdom of Ifa, and you will continue to learn and pass on the wisdom of Ifa to the younger peers. And so, Irete Meji, it gives us, Irete Meji is the Odu of the earth. one of the Odus of the earth, one of the Odus in which our great mothers speak in. The energy of our great mothers, because we know that it is the wisdom of our mothers on this earth that keeps things in order and keep things intact. So this is a feminine Odu as well. And nothing happens without the power of a female. And so we have to honor the power and the wisdom of the female in this Odu, Irete Meji, because the earth itself is a feminine power. And it was Olodumare who gave the Iyami sanction of the earth. And so when we see Irete Meji, we have to always honor that energy. We have to respect that energy because it is the power of the female that keeps things together. It's a saying, men build nations, women preserve nations, and children become the nation. So the women preserve the nation. They preserve what's been built by the male, and in return, the children takes on, later on, as the children grow, they take on a responsibility. But it's the women that keeps things in order, and this is why the Yoruba people, dedicate the energy of the market to the feminine power, because that act of buying and selling, the energy of the mothers, is the energy of women. Women are always in the market. You see women, they're always in the market. They run the market. They run the energy of Ajay, which is money. And so when it comes to order within the household, that energy is controlled by the feminine power. When it comes to the energy of Owo, that energy is controlled by the feminine power. And so Irete Meji, and it's the women, as women unite and come together, and that's when the healing comes about. When women can come together and work together, that's when healing begins to happen within the community or within the world. And so we encourage our feminine power, we encourage our women to begin to organize and come together, because this year, 2012, is going to be a very powerful, this is a powerful year, and it's the feminine power that's going to put things in order and set things right. And I'm talking for our people, only for African people born in America, that it's going to, a lot of this weight is going to be on, let me not say weight, but a lot of the focus is going to be on the feminine power, getting things in order as far as family and institution. And so we encourage those women to come together and share ideas on how to work this thing out. Because once you look in our community as Africans born in America, we have issues when it comes to coming together and working together. The feminine as well as the masculine. We have issues there. And one of the main reasons is because we do not have a council of eldership, council of elders, which are women and men, on those panels educating our youth on marriage, educating our youth on economics, history. And so we have to work together to pull and encourage our elders as well and let them know that we need help. And So all of this energy is Irete Meji, pulling ourselves together, communicating with each other to get things right, to put things in their proper place. Irete Meji is the Odu of tradition. We have to go back and look at some of our old traditions as well and see how they can work and what we got going on in this time today. We have to do that because the old traditions balanced with the new traditions will give us something to work with. Sometimes you have to look back in the past and see what works and pull out what works. Amongst other things, Irete Meji is a story that marks a time in human evolution when symbolic behavior such as speech has become possible. So in Irete Meji, it talks about when human behavior came about, and when humans began to speak amongst one another and begin to figure out how to communicate with one another. And so this is when you see the hieroglyphics came about, and people began to utter certain words and began to put things in order when it came to speech. And then from there, people began to form communities. And then communities became villages, little communities became villages, villages became towns, and towns became cities, and then nations sprang up. And so this is how the order of things, from first, when we heard the first utterance of words, to people beginning to put those words in order so that they can understand each other. And then from there, they began to organize. They started little villages or whatever, and then from there, they went and it just went on to become big nations. And so in Irete Meji, we have to come together and we have to speak on terms that where we can understand where each other is coming from. We have to begin to organize and work together and communicate, and it starts with communication. Communication is key. The esoteric representation of Irete Meji is the square within the circle. The circle symbolizes that which is unknown, and the square symbolizes that which is known. It is an image of mutiny and rebellion, which either brings long life or infectious disease. Irete Meji denotes initiation into Ifa. Physical body element, the legs, feet, and spleen. Children will be disposed to be organizers or heads of institutions. Irete Meji speaks of the power of medicine. This is where the Iamis came into the earth. A split-second decision can affect the rest of your life. Resistance to pain and adaptable to the roughest conditions. Whole and domineering character. Unlimited ambition. In Irete Meji, Orumila learned the secret of prosperity. It plays to stoop to conquer. So we see here in Irete Meji that people born with this Odu, sometimes they undergo some of the roughest conditions. In Irete Meji, sometimes things fall apart in order to be rebuilt. So sometimes you have to, and it's a hard thing when you hear that. It's hard for people to take, because once you build something and then it falls apart, some people can't recover from that. And so that's part of an initiation